Alrighty. So, just a quick, as the title says, impromptu live. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my absence on YouTube. A couple people noticed, and uh, sorry about that. I didn't plug headphones in. That would help. All right, so a little bit of a disaster already. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about YouTube and my future here and why I've been a little bit absent. So I honestly got a little burnt out. Just life getting in the way. A lot of stuff going on. The hurricane rolling through here a month or so ago messed some stuff up on my house. I've been fixing that stuff. Trying to get into a different vehicle. Just all kinds of normal life stuff. And in the meantime, the products that companies were sending me were just rolling in, and piling up. And I just kept looking at this pile of products that I'm supposed to be reviewing, and it got overwhelming. And so I just decided a little break. Hey, what's up, Range Minded? A little break would do me some good. So I took the last month off, um, and just kind of recouped and mentally, uh, kind of ready to get back in the game now, I think. So I believe what I'm going to do, uh, and I'll talk a little bit more about YouTube in a second, but I believe what I might do is maybe a live stream here and there, just because it's something different. I'm not the best public speaker. I'm a huge introvert. I don't like being on camera, but this is, well, it's interesting. And I really do like and appreciate most of my subscribers and people that I've made friends with, like Range Minded here. So that might be something I may do. I'm gonna try to really do one review a week or one video a week, not necessarily a review, and just keep to that schedule. I pushed myself a little bit in the very beginning, getting monetized, getting to 1,000 subscribers. I was driven. I was doing 2-3 videos a week. Um, doing 3 or 4 shorts a week. And I kind of, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, like all my gas went away. I just kind of burnt out. And I don't, now that I've got that muted, I don't need these. Um, unless Range wants to jump in here and I'll send him an invite. But yeah, I just kind of burnt out a little bit. And I really got overwhelmed. And this little month break, and a couple people noticed because they said something. It really has helped me. But I've got kind of a block now. I set everything up to do a review on a product that had been sent to me today. Yeah, no problem, Range. Um, and I just had a block. I got to set it all up, and I just couldn't get started on it. So I'm gonna get back on it. It's just been a while. Now I did get a warning from YouTube for nothing really. It was, just an upper review, and they did give me a warning for that. They said something, I didn't say anything about selling firearms or anything like that in the video, but they did give me a warning. And I believe what happened is I put some words on the screen about the company's warranty, and that I think is what they dinged me for, like I'm selling it. So I'm gonna have to redo that video, but that was a little bit disheartening, and that kind of knocked me down a little bit too. We may have a Range Minded podcast friend of mine joining us here in a few minutes. We'll see. He said, give me a few minutes. So there may be someone joining me, which would be cool. But yeah, I'm back on it now. I wanted to update anybody who noticed that I was absent, that I haven't made a video in a month. Just wanted to update, and I am going to get back on it. And I may do a live here and there. And if I can get some guests on, I may do it once a week. I do have a pretty good group of like-minded people on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter by accident because it still says twitter.com when I type it in. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, I have a good group on there, and I may get some of them on to just chat and whatnot. So that might be something I may do, but I'm really going to try to do my best to put one video out a week. I may do a couple shorts here and there, but let me give Range this invite in case he decides to join. There we go. Yeah, so that is basically the reason for my long absence. Just got overwhelmed. Just and like I said, now I set up to do a review today, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this, but I have had a couple people kind of pushing me, and I do feel a renewed sense of getting back into this and starting to make videos again and doing a little better. And that's the other problem is I don't think that my content is really great. I'm my worst critic. Okay. I'm my absolute worst critic. So I make a video immediately after I make it. I'm questioning whether or not I should have, and all that good stuff, and whether or not it's good enough. So that is a little hard for me. There's a lot of great YouTubers out there, from content creation to the editing process, all of it looks polished, it's professional. I go unscripted when I do reviews and when I do videos, and sometimes I forget things, and it afterwards I kick myself, and I a comment here or there, and I'm like, oh damn, I should have said that in the video. So that gets discouraging too. I just need to do a little better planning and making sure I say everything about what I'm making a video on, and I'm going to attempt to do that. And the crazy 20, where am I at on subscribers here? 2,479. You're all crazy, and I appreciate you subscribing to me. And I really am going to do better for y'all and try to put out a little better content. So that's where I'm at right now with the YouTube thing. The channel warning, it's just a warning, comes off in 90 days. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to remake that video without any words about warranties or anything in it. I'm assuming that's why they dinged me. I did reach out to them, and they wouldn't or couldn't tell me. They gave me a time frame of what was offensive, but I said a lot of stuff in that like minute and a half. So I don't know exactly what it was. I'm just going to redo it and maybe try to be more careful with my words. I don't think I said anything weird. We'll see. That's discouraging. I know that there's, kind of a push against the firearms content on here. And I have tried to move a little bit more towards prepping, things like that, because that won't, get me in trouble. I don't want to slap on the wrist every time I, make a video. But I do everything I can to comply with the policies here. And I think I've done a pretty good job. In 2 years, that's my only warning. And it's a silly warning. Okay. I'm not doing any kind of spicy content. I'm taking a product out. I'm shooting it a little bit. I'm running some different types of ammo through it. And I'm talking about my experience with it. I'm not doing anything controversial. I don't do politics on here. None of that stuff. So it's a little disheartening, but it is what it is. Knowing that where we're on right now, doesn't really want us on here. They just can't figure out if they want to lose that money or not. There's a lot of gun tubers that have a lot of subscribers and make a lot of ad revenue rather. So I think that's their dilemma, is they can't figure out do they want to kick everybody off or continue to make money off, especially the large accounts? I am on Rumble, which I think I've made 17 cents. Let's get hey, Range, welcome in.
What's happening? That's weird. I'm hearing two audios.
Give me a second here.
It's like I'm hearing you and then a delay of you a few seconds later.
Let me get my... There we go. Sorry, I was in here by myself, so... Hey, mic check.
That's so weird.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's see if it echoes again. Yeah, it's weird. There's like a 5-second delay, and then I hear you again.
That's weird.
Let me jump out, and I'll come back in.
Okay. All right. Little technical difficulties. If you haven't followed Range Minded Podcast yet, he's a good follow. A lot of good 2A content. He's got a pretty good podcast. Got a lot of episodes. Pretty entertaining. Good info. He's also on X. If you want to follow him there, I am as well. And we do hop into some spaces fairly often on there. Let me add him back to the stage.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
I think it was on my end. I think it's because I had your live playing in the background. And then
yes. I did the same thing when I started this. I was like, oh, this is going to be a catastrophe. What's going on, man?
I'm just trying not to die. But
yeah, please don't do that. So you getting any answers on that?
Sorta. For those people that don't know what's going on with me, I've had some health issues since GunCon, which was July. The end of June is when I got back, but the first week in July I started having a cough, and then that cough turned into random passing out sessions, and so it's been a party ever since. I haven't passed out for like 2.5 weeks, which is a plus, but I still have a cough. You can probably still hear the gravel in my voice, so hopefully I don't pass out during this live. Should be fun.
Yeah, he's affectionately known as the fainting goat.
The fainting goat, the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like you're working on getting back on the wagon, huh? Making some more content.
Back on the wagon. Yep. I took a month off, and it's been good for me. I feel renewed. I have, like, you'd have a writer's block, So
I actually have that issue right now with my show. Like I don't know what to talk about. And there's so many things to talk about, but I feel like it's so redundant. Like, sure, we could talk about Kamala Harris taking away guns, but everybody's talking about that. So it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. I figured if I hopped on here and did a live, even if 2 people were watching or, whatever, it might spur me to get back on it. So
yeah,
I've got a ton of footage and stuff I just need to edit, and I've been dealing with a lot though. I'm trying to get in a different vehicle and get some stuff done around the house and all that. So I just was going, and I've been working a lot, and I think I just kind of burnt myself out. So I took a little rest, and I figured this might help. Hop on here live. I appreciate you joining.
I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a guest tonight. I welcome it because I get bogged down and start repeating myself. I'm like, I just said that 5 minutes ago. So
it definitely makes a difference when you can bounce things back and forth, between people. And that's what I was hoping was going to happen with the group that we had a while ago, was we could get on and like do a round table or something like that and have a whole bunch of us on here at the same time and just
me too.
Have a rowdy group just having a good time. But
I mean, that's why. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah, it still might happen. That's why I threw the link over there on X, just see if anybody was free and wanted to hop on here, and here you are. So it worked.
Yeah.
Yep. So how many episodes are you up to on your podcast?
254.
Jeez. That's some work, brother.
Yeah, like it. I don't think it's that great because there's other podcasts that have way more numbers than I do. And I even took a break for like probably 6-7 months when I ended up taking the whole show completely over between work and just setting up the studio and everything. There's a huge space of time. I mean, I'd probably be over 300 episodes if I wouldn't have, taken that break. But it is what it is.
Well, there is life outside of this.
Problem is I enjoy this way more, but it doesn't pay the bills.
Right. No, I get it. Well, again, any of you, if you haven't subscribed to Range Minded Podcast, do so here on YouTube or on X. You're on Rumble too?
Rumble, yep.
Rumble, anywhere else?
Anywhere you get your audio podcast, I'm pretty much on every platform that way. But cool. Video-wise, obviously YouTube and Rumble. If there's not that many people on Rumble, everybody says, hey, you got to go to Rumble and you get way more. No, you don't. There's nobody there.
So the weird thing is Rumble used to have an auto sync function. So when I'd upload to YouTube, it would automatically upload to Rumble as well. And that stopped like a year ago.
Well, that sure make it easier for me.
And so I just stopped posting on Rumble. So everything on Rumble is from November of 23 and before, because I think I've made like 17 cents off Rumble.
Yeah, I've made 13 cents, but I've never seen the check. So,
well, yeah, you got to get to the whatever the minimum is.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before I hit that. Like I said, there's nobody's on Rumble. Like, I don't understand it. Other than, and I think they're paying the big creators. I think they're obviously getting some kind of a kickback, like the Crowders and the Bonginos, those guys.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So they have an audience. I mean, they have like millions of views, but I am a long ways from there, my friend.
Yep. Well, maybe this will get you, a few more viewers.
Hey, that'd be fantastic. I'll take as many eyes as I can get, because I want the interaction. Like, I'll publish an episode and I'll get one comment maybe every 30 episodes, which is kind of frustrating because I want feedback. Like, I want to know what people are thinking, because it helps me know what content to create or, how to improve. So,
right. Yeah. I've watched a few, I've actually watched a few of your podcasts, and I think they're good. They're informative. It's all good 2A content for those of you not familiar. And I think it's good.
Hopefully it's not. I think it's boring, right? Like, and I've only within the last few episodes actually seriously edited my videos, like go through and take out a bunch of, dead space and stuff, which I probably should have been doing for years.
Yeah.
But I've been a little bit more proactive about it. Sometimes I'll throw in some funny little things here and there on the videos.
What editing software do you use?
I use, is it MBS? I can't remember. OBS is what I record with, and Wondershare is what I use to edit. Okay.
So I started using CapCut.
I've heard a lot of people use it. You like that?
Yeah, I do like it. The cool feature about that is they have AI editing. So they'll actually remove all the pauses and breaks from your video you can transcription-based edit. So you can just remove all the pauses and spaces.
Do you pay for
pretty cool.
Do you pay for that feature?
I pay for I pay for the pro version. A buddy of mine.
What does that cost? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, it's like $8 a month or something.
That's cheaper than Wondershare.
Yeah, it's not bad. But with that pro, you get that transcription-based editing. I can upload a whole video. I don't have to watch the video. The video's playing. You can see it, but you can go through and just look at the words and like, here's a space. Here's something I didn't mean to say. You can delete that, and it'll edit right out of the video. It's pretty cool.
The thing I like about Wondershare, and I don't know if CapCut has it, is like I've got like title screens and music and like all sorts of stuff that I can do. So if I'm making a short video, like all that music I put on. Did you ever see the video I did for Grizzly Greg? I didn't publish it to YouTube. I only published it to Rumble.
The one with the bear out in the field.
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah, that was a good video.
All that music was just stuff that Wondershare had free. Well, not free. I pay for it, but
Right.
So I don't know if CapCut has any of those options.
They do. They have some music on there as well. I never use it because I'm always worried about YouTube's copyright stuff. So I pull stuff from YouTube Music and I'll stick it in there. I don't use the CapCut stuff just in case.
Yeah, I figure if I'm paying for it, then it's fair game.
I've already got a damn warning. I don't need a copyright strike too.
That's me on TikTok. I've pretty much only post like memes on TikTok anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I got a warning for reviewing one of Bear Creek's 22 LR uppers. And apparently somewhere in there, I said something about, selling it or something, which I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll look for any excuse to throttle that content.
Yep.
And then that's what I was hoping. I'd heard that X was going to do a video platform, and maybe they still will. I am hoping that they'll do a long form video.
Me too. I've been waiting for it. I would move off of here and go there in a heartbeat.
I think a lot of people would.
Yep. Yeah. If you want to blow X up, make it long content friendly.
Oh yeah.
You get gum tubers in the droves going over there.
I've looked at Pepperbox. I don't know if you ever heard of Pepperbox.
No.
That's like Brandon Herrera and Demolition. All those guys came together and made like a video server. But it's expensive. Like it's a membership based thing. And I don't know if you can publish videos. I think it's just where they publish their own videos that can't be put on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of gave up with that. Like I was curious about it because I like a lot of their content. Some of it's too much, but yeah, I'm not going to pay for it.
No. Yeah, I think there's another one too. There's a couple of YouTubers that I follow. Chris from the 740 and Jesse B Outdoors. I think they're on something as well. I saw something about it on X, but then I lost it, so I don't know what the hell it's called now. Doesn't do me any good.
Obviously, it didn't make that huge of an impact.
I don't know. I could reach out to Chris and see, I guess. And I can just shoot him a message on X. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but
I have a question for you because I've been wanting to do. I don't know. You can see these targets behind me, right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw the picture on X. I've been because I have access to a laser, so I've been making some targets just to try. And I was going to make some video content. Like what kind of camera setup do you do? Like, do you have just a GoPro? Do you have like a nice DSLR? Like, what do you do to film your content?
I have a GoPro and I use a Pixel 7.
I'm not sure what that is. You can tell I'm not very tech savvy.
Google phone.
Oh, okay.
The Pixels have great cameras and they're pretty good. So I also have recently I started using a spotting scope with a camera adapter so I can look at targets downrange.
Yeah.
And I use my phone for that. I'll stick it on the adapter, zoom it in, and I can take shots and I can side by side the screens. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, I actually have 2 different GoPros and then I use my phone basically.
Yeah. I bought a cheap, like just a generic Amazon GoPro.
What brand is that?
Akaso, something like that.
Oh yeah. So I have one of those. So
do you use it?
One of the no. Well, I did once.
Oh, that good.
It's fine. The quality is not as good as GoPro for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a little more grainy. If you're actually moving around in it, it's not quite as seamless, smooth. So I set that up on a tripod, and I'm at the range, and I've just got it kind of pointed at me, coming in the side, and I'm shooting, and as the brass is ejecting, it cracks the lens on it.
Oh, damn.
It's got a kind of a flimsy. So if you use that and you're shooting, put it in the case that it comes in, that's my fault. I didn't do that. That's my fault. But if you put that in the case, because I didn't, I'm like, oh, it's just, I'm sitting here on the bench. It's not going to fall or anything. Yeah. 22 brass of all things is hitting it, and it just cracked that little lens. So
I mean, it was cheap, right? Like
it was, I think I paid like $120 or something for it.
I don't even think I paid that much.
Yeah,
it was. I do want to get a GoPro, but between medical bills and life, like it's not gonna happen
Oh,
for a while.
I know. So I'm actually using my boss's GoPro he loaned to me like a year and a half ago, and
Maybe he forgets about it, right?
no, he remembers. He's like, hey, if you want to buy it, you can buy it off me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then I just never paid him, so
Well,
I
you
should
still have a
probably do that.
job, so
I do still have a job. Interestingly enough, he went to pick up a can that he was waiting for like a year
nice.
the other day, and he comes back and he's got it, and he's like, oh, super cool, and he hands me a receipt and he says, I appreciate you. Here you go. And I look at it. Well, he bought me a can and the tax stamp.
That's rad.
Yeah, totally. Best bonus ever.
Heck
So
yeah.
yeah, I went and did all the paperwork and everything. So that's my first can, actually. Kind of
Yeah, I
excited.
don't have one either. That's super cool.
Yeah. Great boss.
He must like you.
Yeah, I guess.
You must be at least a mediocre bartender.
I'm a pretty decent bartender. And
You should run for Congress.
oh God, why? Well, I'd make more money.
Yeah, you would.
Like
There's
a
a
lot
there's
more money.
there's an inside joke there. If you go back a few months.
Oh, I
You,
got
you
you.
remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would not want to run for public office.
I've been asked to actually. That was a couple election cycles ago for state representative. I probably should have done it because my representative sucks. Not that I'd be any better. I mean, I'd probably be just as bad, but yeah, he's pretty special.
I think most of the representatives suck.
Yeah, right now, I'm sure monkeypox has a better rating than Congress. So
They at least have some cool songs about monkeypox.
yeah, or eating the
Really make-
dogs, eating the cats.
Oh yeah, yeah. Little Haitian barbecue. That's probably my
Can't say that. That's
warning.
racist.
Yep, that's probably my second warning. Damn it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's not provable at all.
No, it's not. It's not. I didn't mean to be insensitive. Just reporting the news here, folks, or the alleged news.
I don't say it. Other people say it. I don't say it.
It's going to be the greatest cat. It's going to be the greatest cat of all time. He's going to escape. That's the best I got.
I was a kid. I watched Tom and Jerry. It was great. It was good.
Oh, well, what else is going on?
Nothing. Like I said, I just trying to get the construction stuff out of the way. I'm a carpenter for my day job. And between that and my lungs, like I went and saw a lung specialist or a pulmonary specialist, I guess is what it is.
Right.
Gave me an inhaler to try. Like I told him, like all the other doctors that I've seen in the past, I mentioned that really bad hotel in Casper with all the mold, and they all have laughed at me except for him. He's the only one that said, dude, that you totally could have got spores in your lungs.
Yep. That put my wife in the hospital for how long were you in the hospital with that mold?
It's 3 days. 3 days.
Yeah.
But I was passing out regardless.
No, I was asking my wife. No, you're good. She was in the hospital for, I don't know, a while, a week or two or something from black mold. Yep.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Nope.
Does she still have like respiratory issues or any kind of like,
a little
stuff because of it?
Yeah, a little, but not as extreme as that. But yeah, here and there. By the way,
it's a
coming from Wyoming, Casper is not a nice place.
It's gross. At least the part of Casper I was in is not that nice of a town. I'm guessing it's a railroad town.
It is a cattle town, cattle and horse town. So they have the auction. The biggest auction in Wyoming, I believe, is in Casper. They got the stockyards and all that there. Probably is a railroad town too. It is the armpit of Wyoming, though, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry if you're from Casper.
It's probably a little bit lower than the armpit.
It might. Well, it might be the taint of Wyoming.
Could be, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I don't mean to disparage folks from Casper, but
no, exactly. You go. Yeah, I apologize to anybody that lives in Casper. First of all, that you have to live there. It's dirt. Well, the wind blows all the time there, and it's kind of dusty, so everything is dirty always. I
yeah.
couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. If you go a little bit further north through the Wind River Canyon, you get to Thermopolis. Thermopolis is beautiful. It's a huge
And I
change.
was actually thinking about going up a little higher on the way to GunCon,
Yep.
but that was just the quickest route. Like we just wanted to get there, and yeah, I probably should have made a different detour.
Yeah, if you go a little bit higher, little it's about I think it's like an hour north, you'll hit Thermopolis, and that's a pretty little town, like 3,000 people. It's real quaint. You got a couple breweries there, some nice restaurants and stuff. It's a cool little town. Two bathhouses or natural hot springs there.
That's
So
cool.
if you're on a road trip, you can hop out in Thermopolis, get in the hot springs and soak that road weary off you.
Yeah, people don't believe me or they think I'm crazy on the way back. I think you probably know this. We drove all the way back from Granville, Iowa, one shot, all the way back to southeast Idaho.
That's a long drive.
Yeah, it was a long drive, almost 2,000 miles.
Yep.
It was still
Yeah,
fun though.
we my wife and I did a road trip in 2018. We left from Texas and went New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. We came back down through Idaho, Utah, Arizona, and then we drove back across to Texas. So we were on the road for a month. And right before we went, my wife either bruised or cracked her tailbone,
Oh no.
and I had a standard. So I'm driving manual transmission. I drove that entire month. And so when I got back, I did not drive anywhere for about a week. I'm like, no, I don't even want to touch that car. I don't want anything to do with that car.
That's a long trip. Like
It was a long trip.
I
It was
thought one
fun.
day in 2,000 miles was a lot.
No, it was fun. It was fun. It was good. We didn't have an itinerary, a plan really. We just drove, and if we saw something we wanted to do, we'd pull off and do it. So it was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fun though, right? It's an adventure.
It was a total adventure. I quit my job that I was working at because, well, it sucked, and I didn't have a new job lined up. But we had money saved to take a little vacation. I'm like, I'll find a job. Service industry is super easy to find a job. Maybe not a good one, but you'll make money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, we'll find a job when I get back. It worked out. Yeah, cool
What was
trip
it?
though.
What was the favorite thing that you saw on that adventure?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what, that drive through the Wind River Canyon, going from Casper to Thermopolis, that is a fantastic drive. So we GoPro'd that, and you could watch that time and time again. That's cool. You're driving on the next to the river, next to the Wind River. You're driving through that canyon, and it's twisting and turning. But as far as you can see up is, the cliffs are lots of falling rock signs and stuff like that. But
That's
that
cool.
was cool. We did a little time in some of the national forests. That was pretty cool. I grew up there, so I've seen it all. But my wife wanted to see where I grew up, so that was the point of the trip.
Sure.
So are you going to start doing? You have a second channel, right? Are you going to start doing some reviews?
I would like to, but
videos?
I can't decide if I want to do them on the Impractical Tactical channel or just keep everything on the Range Minded channel. Like, I don't know if it's worth sending traffic to two different places. I don't want to give up the channel because I've had that channel for a while, since 2014, I think. There's only a few videos on there.
Yeah, you got some good trick shots on there, though.
Yeah, and that loophole shot, that's legit. Like, I seriously made that shot, that loophole shot. A lot of people told me, "Oh, that's fake." I was like, "No, it's not fake. That I really made that shot."
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to do those again, because that kind of stuff I think is fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I need to get a little better about my content, a little more creative, maybe. It's just
Yes, some dudes are like, I was watching actually one of Kentucky Ballistics videos today, the roulette video. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I think, why can't I come up with these ideas?
Yeah, it's I got the luck of the Irish. So I did a gas mask video, one of the mirror safety gas masks, like a year ago, and I got all set up. I got a poncho on. I got the mask on. I got my mic clipped to my shirt, and somehow in the first like 10 seconds of the video, it falls off onto the gravel below me. So I'm talking, and it's like a 25-minute video, and I
Have
lost
no
all
audio.
that audio. All you could
Oh,
hear
that
is that
sucks.
mic dragging around in the gravel.
Oh, that super sucks.
So I had to dub over it, and the video kind of sucks. And I don't really want to tear gas myself again because that was not pleasant.
I do. That's actually one of my ideas, and maybe if we ever get together, I'll let you shoot me with. I want to do some less lethal stuff. I want to get tased, which is stupid. I want to get pepperballed. I want to try. You know that pepperball gun?
The Burno.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
want to get shot. It's a stupid idea, but I do want to get shot by one of those and see what
Yeah.
it's like. I want to get pepper sprayed.
So I bought a
Stupid,
canister of CS gas and set that off, and was wearing the mirror mask, which did a great job. I felt a little tickle in my throat, but other than that, I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was wearing a poncho with like a cheap, flimsy poncho with a hood, and that fell off. I covered a little pergola thing with plastic, and when I climbed in there, the hood fell off. Now my neck and my
Got
top of my
burned.
head were on fire for about 45 minutes. I can't imagine taking that stuff without a mask.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine, well, more of an acquaintance, a guy I used to work with. Big dude, big burly kid from Star Valley, Idaho. I don't know if you know where Star Valley is. Just a
I don't.
big burly farm kid. He got drunk one night and a little belligerent, and the cops had to pepper spray him and didn't even do anything to him. Like he's like, it didn't even bother me. He's like,
Huh.
I still fought off the cops, and then I ended up going to jail. But he says it wasn't bad until I took a shower. He says once I got it like where the water runs, he says
Yeah.
that's when it was really bad. He says it didn't bother me at all when they were pepper spraying me.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting one of those burn-ins just to test it out, do some videos with it.
Yeah,
See,
like I said, I want to get shot with one. It's a stupid
yeah,
idea, but
I think I'd put maybe plate carrier on. I'll take the shot with that on.
you got to take the real experience.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds awful. Although I did tear gas myself, so maybe so.
I think it'd be hilarious, and unless I die, then it wouldn't be so funny. But watch me have
Well,
a weird issue with the pepper balls.
right. Well, it's because they have the projectile ball too.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I've heard those hurt like hell.
I would imagine so. And it's called less lethal. It's not called non-lethal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd do the plate carrier.
In fact, that who's that? Heston? No, Houston. He beats himself up. That's his content. Is like he literally beats himself up, and then talks about the wounds later. Houston, can't think of his last name,
I think I know who you're talking about.
but yeah, he got shot with the hard balls,
Yeah.
and one was a glancing blow on his leg, and like it tore
Ooh,
the skin off.
I bet.
Yeah, it looked painful.
Yeah, those are interesting. I don't know that I would trust my life to it necessarily, but
I don't know.
I guess if I had a backup, like if I tried that first, that's probably going to look better. If you're involved in a self-defense scenario, that's probably going to look better in court if you tried less lethal first and then went to
Yeah,
your
probably.
firearm. You know, that's probably going to sway the jurors a little bit, maybe.
I think
I
it'll
don't
have
know.
no effect if the dude's on drugs, though. Like I don't think it'd do anything at all.
Yeah, might
Of course,
help you on the grand jury, though. I don't know.
yeah,
That might be worth trying.
yeah. But again, I don't know what it's going to do until I get shot with it.
Well, that's true. I guess I have to make a trip to Idaho and shoot you with it.
Do it. It'd be fun. Then you could take me to the hospital.
Yeah. I charge less than the ambulance.
Well, we can record the whole thing, and you get paid for it. So
Maybe.
even the trip would be fun.
Yeah. Well,
Two bald guys playing with less than lethal ammo.
I mean, it sounds cool.
I've also got I bought a whole bunch of hollow points, bunch of different brands that I
Mhm.
wanted to try out. And that video, like that idea has been around for ages, right? But
Yeah.
I still wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's always cool. I have a chronograph, and so I've done a couple of videos like chronographing different types of ammo, but I need to do more of that.
There's so many different projectiles out there too. Like you can buy the same old, but like there's a ammunition manufacturer in a place called Horseshoe Bend in Idaho. It's north of Boise, just a little tiny town, and they had some interesting self defense loads that I don't even know if the company's around anymore, even, but they had some cool stuff I should have bought when I was over there
What
working.
what was it called?
It looked like I don't remember the name of the round, but it looked like you remember when Ruger made those hard copper projectiles that looked like a Phillips screw bit?
Yes.
They had the same type of thing, but it was theirs. And
Like
so,
Underwood ammo,
yeah, I
like
don't
their
think it was
stuff.
an Underwood projectile though, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a solid copper shell either, like a projectile. It was
Yeah.
like the compressed copper powder.
Okay.
So, what was the name of Ruger's ammunition line they
Oh,
had for a while? RDX or something like that. I can't remember what it was
something
called.
like that. Yeah. So you have Freedom Munitions up there.
Yeah,
They used to be here.
is
They were they
Freedom
were
Munitions in Idaho?
yeah, as
Because
far as I know.
Federated's. Oh man, if Freedom's in Idaho, then I got to make a road trip.
Yeah, I think they're somewhere in Idaho. They were here in Houston.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, because Federated is in Boise, and I took a tour. That's actually a cool video if you guys ever want to watch a video of a bullet manufacturer. That's a pretty cool video. Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they moved from here to Idaho. They used to be like 20 minutes from me.
Oh yeah,
And
they're in Lewiston. You're right.
I went over there one day and they're gone. Um,
There's actually a lot of two-way businesses in Lewiston.
yeah, it's
You got
Randall says it's the Ruger ARX.
ARX.
Yeah, thanks, Randall. Hey, thanks for joining us. This is one of my longtime subscribers. Randall's great.
What's up,
Comments on
Randall?
every video I make.
Nice to meet you, bud. But yeah, Lewiston, you got Lone Wolf Distributing, so a bunch of custom Glock stuff. You got Seekins Precision. You got CCI and Freedom Munitions now, and then there's probably some others that I'm not even thinking of up there. So I actually want to take a road trip. That's one of the things I wanted to do with the podcast is like visit every 2A business in Idaho. Just do one like huge series of videos. I'll still do it. Seekins, I reached out to them and they're like, dude, anytime, come in and we'll take a tour.
That's awesome.
So I imagine they'll do that with anybody. They don't know me from Adam, but
Sure. Yeah. No, that's cool though. That there's a couple local gun shops here, and one of them I approached about doing a video on their shop. They're kind of a newer shop, and they were like, "No, we don't really want you to video the inside of our shop." I'm like, well,
interesting.
it's open to the public. Like
Yeah.
the public is going to see your shop,
And I imagine they have a website.
and they have a website. But there's a couple other local shops that have been super cool. So one of them has provided me some ammo and that kind of stuff. So
What's the threshold for YouTube to, or at least for folks to say, hey, I want to have this guy try some stuff of our product? I've reached out to a few businesses, but most of them are like, nah.
So I started getting companies reach out to me right about the time I monetized. So right about 11, like 1,000, 1,100 subscribers, I started getting some products and some companies reaching out to me. And it's been kind of a roller coaster because for a while I was getting some high dollar stuff. Veridium was sending me closed emitter dots that are like $450 and whatnot.
Cool.
And then, so it's like, it comes in ebbs and waves. Sometimes it's, Chinese optics. Some of them are good. Some of them are not good. I'm sorry about this. It's in the box behind on the bottom shelf. There's a yellow box.
Family first, my friend. Family first.
Yeah. I just needed a drink.
go.
Yeah, it comes and goes though. But I've had a lot of companies be really good to me, willing to send out multiple products, putting their faith in me. And I think that's kind of where some of the problems I've had getting motivated on YouTube is I don't feel like I'm doing a good enough job for those companies. And I watched the video back and I'm like, that kind of sucked. I didn't talk about this, or I didn't talk about that, or my editing sucked. And I just kind of pick it apart. But for whatever reason, they're still willing to send me more products. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Back when I was running the range in Boise, Guns America, I did like 3 videos for Guns America, and I wish I wouldn't have let that go. Like that last video must not have been very good because they never called me back. But it was fun, like talking about guns and being able to shoot them on the range and stuff. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, there's oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You finish up. Yeah, okay. There's a range, probably, it's like an hour away from me. It's an outdoor range. It's kind of one of the 1 second between each shot kind of ranges. So I don't go there a whole lot. Mostly I go there with like bolt or lever action or revolvers, stuff like that. But they do a lot of demo days where they'll have a couple different manufacturers in there. And I've gone to one of those, and they've recently invited me to, feel free to come to any of these. And that's kind of cool. You got 5 or 6 different manufacturers there, and you can go around and pick stuff and try it.
Yeah.
I did a real quick video last time. If I go again, I'll do a little more extensive video. I think it was like 105 or something that day. And it's outdoors, and it's in like a covered area with it's like a concrete building.
Sure, you're in an oven
open
basically.
On the front. So you're basically in an oven. Yeah, exactly. So I'm in there sweating. My wife got a little lightheaded from the heat. She went and got in the car. There was a couple other one larger YouTube channel and a couple smaller ones out there. And I got one of those guys to film me shooting a little bit just so I could post some footage. But when they do them in the winter, I may go back out there and do it again.
Yeah, winter when it's like 60 degrees for you.
Yep. Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
Winter. Hey, it gets to 40 here.
Yeah. In the middle of the night.
Yes. Hey, it got to 19 and everybody's pipes froze and the whole city shut down.
Yeah, that actually caused a lot of havoc in the construction world on my end, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because Sherwin-Williams, like something froze in their stuff, like ruined a whole bunch of paint. So it set back the paint supply, and then I guess there's a lot of like the outlet boxes. There's some company in Texas that makes those for the electricians,
okay.
and they went from like whatever 80 cents to like $5 a piece or whatever. It screwed everything up.
Well, a bunch of the grocery stores. Well, okay, we'll back up a little bit on that. So there was a lot of people I talked to, and they're like, "Oh, I had to throw out everything in my fridge because the power went out." I'm like, "Wait, it's 19 degrees outside. Put it outside. Why? What are you doing?" But the grocery stores, a bunch of the grocery stores here, like emptied out all their perishables, threw them out, big dumpsters out in front of them. They're just tossing them in there because they went off temp for, because it warmed up, but the power still wasn't back on.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys had power out, or at least parts of take up for quite a while.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The infrastructure here is not great. It hasn't been updated in a long, long time, and so every time there's a decent windstorm, tropical storm, hurricane, lights are out for 5, 6, 7 days. They're finally.
I was gonna say, are you gonna get affected by this next storm that's coming, at least hitting Florida?
No, that looks like that's going to Florida.
We won't get anything else with you at all.
Nah, no, not at all. We just had that one. We had Burl back in. We had a derecho, like a sideways tornado or whatever, come through in July, and then we had Burl come in like 3 weeks or a month after that. So both times without power for few days, and then the hurricane, it was like 7 days. But I mean, I have a generator and all that, so it's not the end of the world. Just
I probably need to procure a generator. I used to have one, then this was a while ago. Times got tough and I sold it. It was a pretty nice little generator. I probably should work on getting another one.
So I had a little gas one. Funny thing is, and that hurricane hit, and so like when those hurricanes come through Texas, it's like 95 the day before. Yeah, Generac. Yeah, I've got I'll get to that in a second, Randall. So I had a little gas generator, and the next morning after that hurricane, it's like 80 degrees. Not bad, it's nice. We just open up the windows. But the day after that, it's back up in the 90s again. So and these houses here are not, I mean, they're insulated, but it's so humid here, it just seeps in. And so I fired up my little gas generator, and it ran for about an hour, no problem. And then all of a sudden it stopped running. I go out there and there's a giant puddle of oil underneath it.
Oh, no.
And I couldn't figure out where it was leaking from. So I was like, that's it. Screw it. So I hunted around for the entire day. And finally, about 9:30 at night, I went into Lowe's, and they were offloading generators off a truck. And so I bought a dual fuel generator, a Furman. And I've been running
like gas propane. And propane.
Propane, yeah. I've been running off propane.
Those are rad. My dad had one he bought at Harbor Freight, but that thing actually was awesome.
Yeah. No, they're pretty cool, and propane doesn't go bad. So
yeah.
So here in the county I'm in, you have the mandated ethanol gas, and that stuff just gums that generator straight.
Yeah, that's not good for small motors.
No, so you have to drive outside the county, which this is a huge county. You have to drive outside the county to get ethanol-free gas. So I've like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a dual fuel, and it'll never have gas in it. That thing will never see gasoline. I've got enough propane tanks. I can run it for 3-4 days. So
yeah, and propane, maybe it's not. It seems like it's a little cheaper. I don't know if it is or not.
So the little, it may work out about the same. I don't know, but the little 20-pound barbecue ones,
mm-hmm.
By the way, if you buy those for any of, you may not know this, I don't know, but for anybody listening or watching this later, don't buy those from the store because they don't have 20 pounds in them. They have like 13. I picked up a couple from one of the grocery stores here, and those were running my generator for about 6 hours. I went and filled one. There's a barbecue place kind of down the road from me, and they do fills, and it's a lot cheaper than exchanging the tanks. And those were running it for like 9.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge difference. They are ripping you off at those grocery stores with those propane tanks. They do not fill them all the way.
Bless their hearts. I've got one of the big tall bottles. When I built my house, I built through the middle of wintertime. Yep. So I had to heat so the concrete guy could pour my floor in my basement. So I bought one of the tall bottles, the ones that are like 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I keep that thing. Yeah, I keep that thing full. And then if I need to run a heater or something, because I could put the little Ready Man heater or whatever, hook it to it, and it'll run forever.
Yep. Yeah, Randall probably knows something about generators too. He's further south on the Texas coast. They actually get more hurricanes than we do here.
I've thought about moving down south down there. Like on Instagram, I get all these real estate listings, but every time I pull them up, I look, with the map where they're at, they're like 15 miles from the border. I'm like, I don't think I want to. Wonder why the house is so cheap. I don't want to live there.
Yep.
And maybe I'm overreacting, but the houses are beautiful. And, but yeah, I look at the Google map and I'm like, no.
Oh, no. Randall said we get more here than he does. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, no, I've got some friends with property further south, and they're picking up people going through their property on their game cams.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No. But
and there's not much you can do about it. Like, I mean,
no.
If you shoot him, you're just going to go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just It's pretty crazy. I mean, you can get property here. The problem is you have to be away from the cities. There's a lot of land available out away from the cities, but it's kind of undesirable land.
Yeah, I'd
So,
want to go to like probably eastern side of Texas somewhere because I heard that's pretty.
oh yeah, the Piney Woods, East Texas is pretty. I mean, parts of it are. Got a lot of meth out there though.
Oh, perfect, fit right in.
Well, you got some up there too, huh?
Oh man, some of these little tiny towns, like
Yeah.
drugs are bad. And honestly, like we have a town not far from me. I'm not gonna say the name of the town, but like MS-13, because there's so many migrant, seasonal workers.
Yeah.
We're getting some serious issues with cartel type gangs that nobody wants to admit. Like all the local sheriff's offices know and understand, but like people just either don't know or don't want to pay attention to it. It is a problem. Nobody wants to admit it.
Yeah. We've got a lot of it here.
I'm
A
sure.
lot of it. I mean, luckily I don't live in the city, but I'm close enough to it that I see some of it kind of spilling out, but I do work in the city, so I drive by it every day.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's everywhere. Doesn't
Yep.
matter where you're at in the country. I was watching. Do you know who Peter Santinello is? You ever watch his
No.
videos? Oh man.
Mm-mm.
So he does like documentaries or whatever, and his stuff's really cool. Like he'll go to, like he has a series of where he went through Appalachia and just likes talk to people's in the towns, like just to figure out what people do and like how the towns used to be. Awesome videos. Anyway, one of his latest ones he published, he was on the Canadian border in upper New York State, and they have MS-13 all the way up there. It's
Wow.
freaking nuts, and it's a major problem.
Yeah. Well, I'll say in the last like really about 2 to 3 years, you got a visitor.
Probably. You heard my dog?
Yeah.
It's probably one of my girls is in college. She might be home. And then my other two, well, some of my other kids. I got too many kids. A couple other ones were hanging out with some friends. So
Yeah. Okay. What the hell was I saying? Oh, I started to notice it really in the last couple of years, but lots of people sleeping under like business awnings and things like that, and it's becoming more and more prevalent and more people.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad. Like the Idaho Falls area, I'm not far from. I don't know how familiar you are with Eastern Idaho, but Idaho Falls is a pretty good sized town. It's like the second or third largest city in Idaho.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see a little bit of homelessness, not terrible, but you
Yeah.
go to Boise now, and Boise's a sanctuary city, so like it's getting gross over there. Not like Portland or some of those other areas, but it's not far behind either.
Right. Yeah. It's a slippery slope. It doesn't take much to get
And
there.
I've always wondered like what policies need to be enacted to fight homelessness better. Like I don't know, maybe more homeless shelters, or I don't know. That's an answer that's probably why I could never be a politician, because I just don't know the answer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't either. Yeah, we've got it's pocketed here depending on what. Houston's huge. Houston's like LA. It's just so spread out, and you'll drive through where you don't see any homeless people, and then you'll get to a pocket where they're coming up to your car and knocking on the windows and that kind of thing. So it's kind of pocketed, but luckily like I said, I live outside the city. I don't have to deal with that where I live, but when I go into the city for work, I definitely see it.
Excuse me.
Bedtime.
No, I yawn all the time. I don't get very good sleep, so
I don't either.
I'm that way all day long.
So I'm unfortunately both a morning person and a night owl.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work out for me.
I have apnea. I just haven't been diagnosed. I just know I don't get good rest. And I don't have a CPAP. I'm supposed to get a sleep study as part of all this stuff that's going on. But my insurance doesn't want to pay for it. So I'm kind of at a dichotomy there.
Yeah.
So I don't sleep very well. I stay up late. So I'm just slowly dying. It's basically what it is.
Aren't we all? Well, cheers to that.
I drank my drink already.
Yeah. Bar industry for the last 20 years. And I worked in tattoo shop before that for a bunch of years. So, hey, TJ, what's up? Yeah, I don't have the best schedule. I go to sleep at 3:30 and I wake up at like 8:30.
Damn.
And I take a little nap in the afternoon like I'm 90 years old, and it helps.
That recovers some of your sleep debt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, if I'm recording a show, I usually like this my oldest daughter was actually making fun of me. I came down to the studio about 8:30. And so I was doing a bunch of research and stuff, like figuring out what I wanted to talk about and, getting a bunch of video clips and everything ready to go. And then to get pumped up, I'd turn on some music on YouTube. And then it sent me down a rabbit hole. Like, I'd start listening to whatever Beastie Boys. And then, I want to turn on some other 90s music. And then like, I just go down it was like 3 hours of listening to music. And then I still recorded a show, but by the time I was done, it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's my problem. When my feet hit the ground, my mind is already going. So like 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. 9 is like the latest I sleep, but I got to get up to go to the bathroom. As soon as my feet hit the ground, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? What am I doing? And that's it. I can't go back to sleep.
Yeah, if I didn't have a normal day job, I probably would. I probably would sleep until about 8, 9, maybe.
Yeah,
but I'd get in trouble if I do that right now.
So is your work being pretty lenient? Do you work for yourself or you work for somebody?
So technically, I'm self-employed, but I only work for one contractor.
Okay, so you're like a subcontractor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then we started I think I'm a partner. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm much of a partner. A plastics company. So some of your viewers might know, especially if they're Corvette owners, they might know the name Haltech, which they make intakes. And so the plastics company, our biggest contract is with Haltech. So if you own a Corvette anywhere from a C5 to a C8 and you bought a Haltech intake, my hands have probably touched it. Because I assemble them all and put them in a box and ship them, which is super boring. I mean, it is what it is, but we'll see. Hopefully the plastics business takes off and it's a little less work for me. I don't know. Right now, I'm just a laborer. That's all it feels like. So it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got to do something to make a living.
That's why I've started cutting out these targets. I was thinking about, well, maybe I'll sell those for the podcast, maybe make a little extra money. I've got my patches that I need to probably market a little better. My website is ridiculous as far as like commerce. They want like $200-$300 a month to set up a store, and I'm not going to do that. There's got to be a cheaper way.
Have you looked at Campsite?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Okay, so Campsite is kind of like a blog site, but for links.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Linktree, but a little more streamlined. And you might be able to use that to put your links up.
Yeah, I need to do something. Like I said, because I run my website through GoDaddy.
Okay.
And Sig Soto, our friend off X, that's what he uses.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I just set up a store. And when I looked into it, it was like $300 a month.
That's crazy.
And there's no way I could sell enough of anything to justify $300 a month. At least not right now. So I got to find a better way. I put all my patches on eBay, but
Oh, you did? Oh, cool.
yeah, nobody's looking at them.
Hey,
But
I'm
I also,
sporting one of those.
let's see,
It's
which one did you get? You got the dangerous and unusual one. Is that the one I
Yep,
sent you?
yep, and I got
With
the
the
range minded
logo.
podcast one. Yep. So
So have you?
those are on my camera bag. Those go to every range I go to with me.
You probably did. You see the bulldozer one? You've seen that one, haven't you?
I did the kill. Yes, yes.
The
I need to order
killdozer.
one of those from you. I'll contact you about that.
Yeah, I figured that one, because a lot of people are like, oh, that's super cool, but I haven't really had anybody like, hey, send me 10 of those or anything.
No,
That's not true. I sold somebody bought 4 of them. That's not true. I digress.
That is correct, TJ. Idle hands are the devil's playground.
And that's why he makes so many videos. Meaning you.
Yeah. I would actually be probably twice the size I am now if I was consistent.
And that's
And
what
I think that's my
I
problem
hear,
is
like, oh, sorry.
no, go for it.
And that's what everybody says. Like, you got to do like one video a week and then so many posts a day and like all this stuff. I'm like, I cannot keep track of that.
Yeah. So I'm actually considering doing a live once a week with maybe a different guest on or something like that, and
Right.
doing one video a week, which would I have a very structured mind. So when it's chaos and I have 15 different products I'm supposed to do videos on in front of me, it makes my brain go crazy. But if it's structured, and when these companies reach out to me and they're like, hey, we want to send you this, whatever to do a video on or whatever, if I tell them up front, okay, well, here's my schedule and I'm like a month out, that's different. So right now they send it to me and then I ignore it for 3 weeks and then I'm scrambling to make a video and they're emailing me like, hey, where's our video on the product we sent you? And I'm like, oh my God, y'all are killing me.
Yeah, so that part would probably make me have a mental breakdown if I
it got to me because I have a giant pile of stuff, and some of them, there's a guy out of Florida. He 3D prints upgrades to guns that are good but not great. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like take the Keltec Sub 2000. He 3D prints a different stock for it with an actual butt pad and things like that, extra magazine holders and whatnot. And I have one of the Chiappa Little Badgers, the little folding 22.
Yeah.
And he makes some stuff for that. So he sent me out one of those kits. I actually reached out to him and I said, hey, I'd love your products. I'd love to do a review on them. And he was kind enough to send me a kit over for that Chiappa Little Badger. And I did a couple of videos on that. And then he sent me out the stuff for the Sub 2000. And it's sitting in my staging area along with about 10 other products. And I keep looking at it. And I sent him an email today and I'm like, I am so sorry, dude. There's just a lot going on right now. I will get to the video, and he was very understanding, but I feel bad when that happens. It's just, when you start piling stuff up and then it seems daunting. It's kind of overwhelming. Yeah.
I was trying to see if there was an app available or I need to create something just of my own, like to schedule content. So like, I guess you could put it in a spreadsheet and say, I got to have this video, this date, but then it like structures it into like a weekly calendar or even like a daily calendar. I don't know if there's anything out there like that, but because I wanted to grow my TikTok super huge, which like I said, I've pretty much given up on TikTok. But Instagram's still relevant because it's kind of a different audience than X. Somehow. Facebook is still sort of relevant. I still wouldn't mind putting stuff on Facebook, but I need to structure it out somehow. So like, I know on Mondays I'm doing this little short video or whatever, film 15-second video or 15-minute videos or whatever, that I could break it down into small pieces instead of trying to eat the whole elephant at once.
So yes, TJ, we need to make time to go shoot. Absolutely. I created a YouTube. So for those of you that don't know, I don't think I've ever told this, so that's pretty much everybody. How I got started on YouTube is I ordered a holster from a company here in Texas, VersaCarry. They make leather holsters, and I ordered one for a single action 22. And when I got the holster, they had a card in the box that said, if you make a video review of our product, good or bad, we'll give you $150 store credit. So I did the video, and that video is still up on the channel. It's the very first video I ever did, which was like 2 years ago.
Nice.
And I got $150 store credit. And my wife said, you need to keep doing this. And so I did. I absolutely hate being on camera. I don't like speaking, I'm a huge introvert. So it was kind of hard for me, but here I am. And it's kind of snowballed since then, but that's how I got started on YouTube.
Nice.
And I have no idea where I was going with this. My brain just went completely blank. Wow. All right.
And it's funny, like there's a lot of content creators are the same way, that they're kind of introverted. Me, I would love to be like a public speaker, a motivational speaker. I think that would be a ton of fun. Mostly because I look to see what some of those guys charge. You make 10 grand on a night of speaking. I would be okay with that. I just don't have any cool stories. Like I've been into some pretty amazing, big emotional speakers. Like their life stories are like amazing, and they have these huge moral tales mixed in there. Like I think about what stories in my life, I'm like, I have nothing. And so that's probably the biggest thing that keeps me from doing that. Because I can speak in front of people for 45 minutes. It doesn't bother me. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. But for me, creating ideas for content, that's where I fail. Like, I don't know what it is.
Well, by the way, Chris from the 740, thanks for joining. If you want to hop in here, I'll send you a link. Chris is a great YouTuber, a lot of good reviews, a lot of different stuff. So appreciate you joining. Yeah, no, I'm the opposite. If I got to get up and speak in front of people, I'm hating it. So I get in front of the camera, and yeah, I'm the only one here, but I'm thinking, okay, there's like 57 people that are going to see this later.
I guess it doesn't help. Like in like 98, 99, I was actually a top 40 DJ.
Oh,
so that kind of helps. Not a lot of people even know that anymore, but I actually hated that a lot, even though I did it for a few years.
You got the voice for it.
It was fun, but the music got to be so ridiculous. Here's a dirty little secret about radio. Requests, and that doesn't work. That's non-existent. The radio stations have certain songs they have to play in the rotation. Okay. And if you request a song, they just put that phone call in to match the rotation of the songs. So, I mean, it doesn't work the way people think it works. The record companies say, these are the songs we want you to play. This is stuff that gets in rotation. If it's a new, top 10 on the Billboard charts, they get more play in an hour.
Right.
So, and which everybody knows, if you listen to the radio, like the cool songs are the ones that get played all the time. There's a reason why you hear them all the time. It's because there's more time in an hour. But I started listening to what the content was in some of those songs. Like the most popular songs, I was really starting to listen to the words. And I realized, man, I am polluting children's minds. I can't be a part of this anymore. It's so bad. So I left.
So that's funny. So we play music at my work and I'm there for like 9 hours a day. And my wife listens to music all the time. I do not listen to music on my own ever. I listen to podcasts because I can't take any more music. And I'm one of those weird people that like silence. So my wife gets up a lot later than I do because she sleeps like a normal person instead of someone like me or you. So I get up in the morning and I don't make a peep or a sound for 3 hours before she gets up. So sometimes she doesn't even know if I'm home or not. I enjoy music, but I can't do it.
Yeah, see, I'm the exact opposite when it comes to, I have to have noise. I have to. And it might have to do with being in construction for so long. I started construction when I was 14, and the radio is always, that's like the first tool that gets out of the trailer is the radio. So that might have something to do with it too. I don't know. I have to have noise, and it has to be loud most of the time.
Oh, cool. So Chris from the 740 just subbed you.
Oh, thanks, Chris. I actually subbed to him too, just barely. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he has good content. I've been watching his content for a while.
Sweet. I'll have to check him out. Appreciate you, man.
I grew up in the woods of Wyoming, so everything is quiet besides the birds chirping and animals here and there. So
it's probably way more healthy for your brain, honestly. So
maybe. I don't know. Just my thoughts. It's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, so they say silence is golden.
I believe that. Well, I guess you good to hang out for a little bit longer, or you want to shut it down?
I can do whatever you want, man. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Let's run it a little bit longer.
Sure.
What else are we going to talk about?
Let's see. What we talked about, creating content. Talked about the podcast for a minute.
Yep.
I don't know. What is something that you've been wanting? If you could create the perfect video, the perfect content, what would it be?
Oof. Now you got me thinking. Damn it.
Or is there something that you've wanted to do, but you just haven't?
Huh. Well, I have not fired most of my 22 suppressed, which hopefully will change very soon.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
And that will be a good. I have done some videos with 22 suppressed because I have friends. They show up and hang out with me, and I get to use their can or whatever, But
well, now you got to get a bunch of barrels threaded.
Most of the 22s I have threaded barrels, and the ones that don't may go away. I might
move them on out of the collection, huh?
Yep, move them on out of the collection. So what I was trying to do is get to 22 22s. And I may do something. You remember that video Carl did like a month or two ago where it's his whole collection kind of rolling with the make and model. Did you saw that, right?
I don't know if I watched the video. Like every time he posts something, that's just lots of guns.
He did a video to music actually, and it's just his collection rolling through over like a 4 or 5 minute video, something like that. And I was like, oh, I could do that with 22s. So I think I'm on 23 22s, so now I can actually do that.
That's cool.
So I might do that on X, just start posting 22 days of 22. Something cool. Like that, Yeah, I don't use X a whole lot. I mean, I'm on there a lot and I interact with y'all, with the group and whatever, but I don't post a lot on there. I mostly repost things.
Yeah.
But I might actually try to start becoming more engaged on there. I've
been trying to, like, I just passed 1,000 subscribers on X recently, and I've been trying to. I want to get monetized. Like on X, I want to get monetized so bad. But my hell, that's a huge milestone.
Yeah.
I'm a long ways away.
Yeah. It's the impressions that it's easy to get. It's 500 followers, right?
Yeah, let me pull it. It's 500 followers, and then
it's like 1 million impressions or something over 3 months.
Let me see what it is here. Monetization. Yeah, so wait a minute. Am I able to? No. I don't have 5 million impressions.
It's 5 million?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for ad revenue sharing,
yeah,
is 5 million impressions in 3 months.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I made a comment on one of Donut Operators' posts that got like a ton of attention, and I'm thinking, man, I'm doing really good. It was getting like 15,000 impressions a day or something, and I'm thinking, man, this is awesome. And then I hear Carl talking. He's like, yeah, I get like 2 million impressions a day. I'm like, shit.
What the hell?
So I thought I was doing awesome at 15,000, but
see, the problem is, TJ, good night. Thanks for joining, brother. The problem is, to do that, you have to be somewhat controversial.
And that's where he comes in. Yeah.
And I don't do that well. I've been in a few arguments on there, and I'm like, okay, so we agree to disagree. It's no big deal. You know, that doesn't get impressions.
Yeah.
Get along, go along, you know?
Yeah, I would love to figure it out. Like, I'm not very good at being controversial. I mean, I probably could say something really belligerent, but that's really not me. So I don't know how to leverage that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Carl's more eloquent than both of us put together, I think.
Well, and he goes like tonight. He was talking about he was on some white supremacist space and participated in. I don't know if he was mocking people or what, but that way he can't. Like, I can't join on a white supremacist space because they'll think I'm a white supremacist. Where he can jump on there and just torch people.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's weird. So, hey, good night, Randall. Oh no, you're not leaving. TJ left. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, it's weird. I don't. I just don't pick fights very well.
No.
I'm kind of a fight finisher, not a fight starter.
And that's where, posting guns might come in. If you say something about your 22s, like this is best 22 for self-defense or something, and just say that with every one of your posts.
Have you ever seen Carrie Sloan, she's the firearms instructor?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the comments, the heat she gets on 22s?
Oh, a ton.
Oh my God. People freak the hell out. Who's volunteering to stand down range though?
Yeah. Nobody.
And test out the lethality of a 22. Nobody.
And
what's up, Joe?
Oh, Big Joe's coming in here.
Wow. I feel like a celebrity or something. I'm honored.
Joe, jump on in.
Yeah, please do.
X fighting is time consuming. He's 100% right.
No, it is. And I don't have a lot of time.
It's mentally exhausting.
There's the link, Joe, if you want to jump on in.
Quit typing, Joe, and jump in. Gee whiz.
Yeah, we got a celebrity in here, Joe Lanou. Great spaces on X, by the way. So check him out.
Yeah, with Joe's, if you guys haven't spent time on X, Joe's shows are totally worth spending time on X for. he's really good about controlling a space. If you guys don't know what spaces are, it's like this. It's an open forum where you can have people listening and chime in. He is excellent at controlling spaces and having good open dialogue without people going crazy. And it is all sorts of stuff, like all sorts of content. It's awesome.
No, it is really good. I've been in a few other spaces on there, and it's like chaos. People talking over each other, people yelling at each other, and Joe does a really good job of moderating that space and keeping it civil, letting everybody
don't
talk.
Take no shit.
Nope.
He's like Gator. Gator don't take no shit.
So, yeah, I might have to drive to Idaho and shoot you with a burner.
Dude, I think it'd be so much fun. I'm not kidding. Like,
I think I'll bring my wife, and she can shoot both of us with a burner.
That'd be hilarious. Like, there's something wrong with me, I'm sure, but as long as it's not like I don't really want to take like a beanbag round or anything like that. Doesn't appeal to me. And maybe that burner shoots faster and harder than a beanbag. I don't know. I imagine the pepper balls aren't quite as bad as the rubber balls, though.
Yeah,
I imagine it's like getting hit with a big paintball.
So So years ago, I was standing on the street. I was about to go into work, and I'm on the sidewalk. So I'm like 2 foot from the street, and these kids roll up in a car, roll the window down, and point a gun at me, and they shot me in the neck. It was a paintball.
Ouch!
I didn't know that. I was like, "What the hell?" So I touched my neck, and I looked, and it's red.
Oh,
and I'm like, "These fuckers shot me." So I start chasing the car down the street, and I'm faster than I look. They didn't realize, well, they got caught at a red light behind another car, and I was grabbing for their bumper, and they went around them and ran the light, almost got hit. It's like, hell no. I'm going to tear your car apart. But didn't get to. So Joe says he's starting a news show next week. What kind of show, Joe?
Is this breaking news, Joe, or are we
It's breaking news. Heard right here.
Now I'm curious, Joe.
I am too. Inquiring minds want to know. Yes, getting shot by anything does suck. From 2 feet away, a paintball is actually fairly painful.
Yeah, a lot. Because I used to paintball quite a bit when I was younger, and we'd turn our guns to about 250, maybe 300 FPS, which that's a lot. It hurts, especially if they're old paintballs and they're kind of stiff. But I've been stitched up pretty good. Like, we went paintballing one time. This group of older dudes, they decided they'd join in, and I swear one of them had a full auto. Anyway, I come around this tree, and he lit me up like all the way up my side. So you know how your rib cage is kind of tender, right?
Yep.
It hurts so damn bad. I probably got like 6 or 7 paintballs up my side. Just man, it hurt.
So we used to run around in the woods of Wyoming and shoot each other with Daisy BB guns.
Of course.
And we had a 1 pump rule, but nobody followed that. So you'd come home with welts all over you.
Embedded BBs. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, you followed all safety protocols, I'm sure.
That is correct. Every single one of them. Let's see. Texas theme show. Only 1 show a week. Have a Texas commissioner to talk about the treaty between U.S. and Mexico over water. Okay.
Is there a recent fight over water, or is that like the history of Texas, I guess?
Are we talking about putting alligators in the Rio Grande? Because that's what I want to talk about.
Heck yeah. Let's jump to saltwater crocodiles even. Like,
I like it.
Of course, the Rio Grande isn't salty, but We could dump sandbags of salt in there.
I'm down. Well, that'll be an interesting show. You're probably going to have it on like a Saturday night or something where I can't join. Like the damn police use of force videos that I always want to join that I can't.
Those are on Fridays, not Saturdays.
I know, but they're on Friday and I work every Friday.
Friday's the busiest day, I imagine, for you. Friday night.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
What's your favorite thing about bartending?
Whew. Well, so I work at like a neighborhood bar. We have some really great.
So like Chili's?
Yes. Yes, exactly like Chili's.
But it's not a gay bar, right? We've established that.
Well, according to Joe, it's a gay bar. But he hasn't been there yet. So Kingdom's been there, but Joe hadn't. So believe it or not, Mexico has not fulfilled it since Biden took office. Not
wow,
sure
surprise.
Yet. Yeah, right.
Almost like he's a weak leader.
I
guess I shouldn't wear my politics on my sleeve.
Do you need some ice cream?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
The hell was I saying? Oh, so oh, Joe. Word in the street is gay bar.
Only if the stools are upside down, Joe.
Seats 4.
So bad.
I know, God. So I work at a bar with really great regulars. I bet you do, Joe. And that actually is my favorite part of the job because we're such a neighborhood bar that I know what car they drive. So when they pull in the parking lot, I'm already pouring them what they normally drink.
Nice.
Yeah. It's that kind of bar. Now, on the flip side, again, going back to I'm a huge introvert, my social battery after 9 hours is at -20. And when I go home, I just sit in silence in the dark for about 30 minutes. And my wife knows, like, just leave him alone for a minute and then talk, but yeah, so I've been everything from a bar owner to managing bars and restaurants to right now I'm the manager, but I'm also the only employee. So I'm managing myself for whatever that's worth. But no, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting people, even people I wouldn't normally talk to.
For me, like, I'm not a real bar goer, but for me, like when I was running ranges, like as RSO, to me in my mind, I felt like I would be kind of a bartender because you got your regulars there. You're there just making sure they're having a good time, they're being safe, not doing anything stupid, but having fun, relaxing. That's, to me, it was kind of like the exact same concept, and that's how I would teach my RSOs how to run the range too, not to be a dick with them, but as long as they're safe, as long as they're not doing anything dumb, just let them have a good time. That's it. And in my mind, it was kind of the same thing.
It is a little bit. So I'm an RSO I'm a member of a members only range, like a nonprofit range, and I'm an RSO there. So it is a little bit like that. A lot of conversation. You got like-minded people. That's the difference. In the bar industry, you have all kinds of people. Yeah. So I can pass as far left. The tattoos.
Yeah.
I am the ultimate gray man. I can walk down the street and walk into a middle of a Antifa rally and be like, I'm here for you. And they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Or I can talk to conservatives. I'm kind of a chameleon in that way. Thank you, tattoos. Kept me out of the Navy, but I can go to a, far left rally.
Well, you know the motto of the Navy, right? This will piss a few people off. Never leave your buddies behind.
80 sailor. Oh, sorry. 80 sailors went out to sea. 40 couples came back.
That's right.
Yeah.
I worked one time with this Navy dude that he was a big guy, but he was a moron. Like there was no way he could beat me in a fight. He was a big dude, but there's just no way. Thought he was a lot tougher than he really is. Anyway, we always teased him like, hey, it's not gay unless if you're underway. So, oh, don't ever talk like that. Like he would get all wound up. And that's why we would say it, because we knew it would just rise him up so much.
Yep.
And yeah, there was no way he could beat me in a fight, though. No matter how big. He was a big dude, too, but there's just no way.
So after the first Gulf War, so that would have been what, like 93, 94. I went down to the Navy recruiting office and I tried to join. And I was already working at a tattoo shop at that time. So I had a couple pieces on my forearms, but not all the stuff I have now. And they were like, nope, can't have anything below the sleeve.
Boy, that's sure changed.
Okay. I'm like, isn't the Navy, you associate like tattoos and sailors? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's changed a lot.
Yep. Well, now they'll take anybody.
Yeah.
Your IQ can be 70 and they'll take you.
Have you seen, have you ever heard of Odin? He's an old Marine, but he does videos about like recruiting and stuff like that. Kind of goes through all the branches of the military. Oh, I can't remember he's got a YouTube channel. It's really good. Anyway, he showed the latest like boot camp to the Navy.
Oh boy. And
it's pretty sad. Like even the I don't know what you call it. It's the dudes in charge like at boot camp. I don't think they have the same name as like the Army.
Well, it's not like a drill sergeant, right? So
yeah, it's not the DI. Like
right.
It's somebody else. It's the same level. But these dudes are like overweight, like, and you would think like their first impression in the military, those kids are going to get ground down to nothing and then built back up. But when your DI or whatever it's called can't even run with you, like that surprises me. That surprises me.
All right, you got the show for a second. I got to step away for like 45 seconds.
You got to go pee?
Yep.
Well, while he's away, what should I show you? I should have grabbed some patches. If I'm gonna pirate a show, here, hold on. Enjoy the patch wall. Wait. Keep waiting. This is classic range-minded production right here. Exceeds expectations a lot, right? So since he's away, I might as well show you my patches, right? So this is the one that Tactical has, Tactical Texan. It's hard to read it. It says dangerous, unusual, and then this is the most recent one. Stupid camera. Let's see if it'll focus here. There you go. Common use dozer. Anyway, tell Texan you want some of those, and we'll figure it out. Now it won't focus on me. Come on now, camera. There it goes. So, for his viewers that don't know, Texan has just got to be better looking, right? Look how much better he looks now. I'm taking this channel up a notch or two. So what do you guys think, while we're waiting for him, what do you guys think about Kamala Harris? Oh, here he comes. I got to be Reverend again.
Oh, yes, better looking for sure.
He heard me. Dang it. I was just going to ask your viewers what they thought about the next president talking about not taking away their guns while taking away their guns.
So Does she actually own a gun? What do you think?
I think she does.
Do you think it's not in her name?
I think it's purchased legally,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I think because there's even Bill Maher says he's a gun owner, and he carries it for self-defense. But they don't need it. They have armed security 24/7.
Right.
I think she was telling the truth. It's back in San Francisco or wherever her residence is, locked up in a safe, and it's going to do her no good because she doesn't have it.
Right.
Right. I don't think she'd ever use it either. Like, I don't know if you saw her Oprah interview where she says, "Yeah, somebody's going to get shot." She'd never shoot anybody.
I did.
She'd never shoot anybody.
Yeah. It's a weird thing for people to pretend there's something they're not for votes.
Yeah. Well, every politician does it.
Oh, of course. That's why I couldn't be in politics. I can't pretend that. I'd be like, no, I'm against that. I don't know what you're talking about. You know?
Yeah. And even Trump, I'm sure he does it too. Every politician has to do it at some point because, I mean, you need the votes, right? You need the popularity to make it happen.
Yep.
And so you're going to definitely cater a speech to your audience. Sailors get tattoos on their backs. Give Marines something to read.
Oh, Lord.
Joe. That's how we know Joe is not a Marine or in the Navy.
Thanks for the contribution, Joe. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah. And those are some of the antics you can expect on Joe's Spaces on X.
Oh, 100%. Always entertaining.
Yeah, always. Especially if it's a gun debate with an anti-gunner.
Yep.
Last night he had... Oh, let's finish what we talked about first, and then we'll talk about his last night's space, which...
Okay. I missed.
So anyway, like every politician's gonna cater their speech to the audience, right? Obviously, we all understand that. But I think Trump doesn't have to cater his speech as much because people know what they're getting with Trump. Does he tell white lies? Sure, I'm sure he does. But people, I think they cater their understanding to fit around Trump, whereas Kamala caters her beliefs around the people that she speaks to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's going to be the best speech ever.
I've been trying to work on my Trump. It's hard.
Too.
I can't quite get it.
No, I've been wandering around the house. My wife wants to kill me because
it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
I've been wandering around the house doing it, and she's like, "Stop it." Yeah. So
one day
Joe's I'll keep working. So Joe's show last night.
So last night was the Flat Earthers.
Oh God, I saw that, but I wasn't able to join.
Oh okay. Yeah.
I'm sure that was great.
Interesting. Some of them actually had some interesting points. A lot of them used the Bible to argue their point, which I found was interesting. I still don't understand how it fits into the flat Earth, but it's all good. It's all good. They can believe whatever they want, but I'm not convinced.
Nor am I. But exactly, believe whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't think we live on a Frisbee. And they said the ice wall, like in some spots, is like, well, they say like 15,000 miles high or something. Like I was like, what are you talking about? I might have misheard that. But
so we live in Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm down.
I mean, I guess if a map is flat, then that's how the Earth is flat. I don't know.
I have a globe upstairs. That is totally wrong. Getting rid of that thing tomorrow.
Actually, globes are wrong. Did you know the landmass on the globe is wrong?
Oh. All right. What else we got here? I'm good for about maybe 15 more minutes.
Sure.
Cool.
Let's see. So here's something I've been I don't know if you've watched or seen some of my posts. I haven't posted about as much as lately, but I've been like really jonesing over shotgun stuff lately. Like, I'm trying to set up a chest rig with shot shells, and I
Okay.
really want to do some tactical shotgun stuff, like hardcore. I really want to do it. Oh, Joe, we'll miss you.
Bye, Joe.
We should do more of these. We would, Joe, if you would jump in and help.
That's correct.
Love you, Joe. Anyway, shotgun stuff. Like, and I don't know if it's the Ukraine thing, like watching those guys shoot down drones with their shotguns.
Yeah.
And maybe that is because the use of drones in warfare is totally different now than it was 15 years ago, because now they're not using big drones. They're using $200 drones.
Right.
And so maybe that's kind of sparked my interest. I've got a few shotguns. I don't have any bird guns. All of my shotguns are tactical stuff. So I don't know, but I've never really taken any kind of shotgun training, proper training. I've watched a ton of videos lately. Super intriguing. I need to find a good shotgun guy.
Okay, so I've not taken any shotgun training either. I have a Tokarev bullpup that I bought from Palmetto State during
Nice.
Black Friday for I think like $200, $199. Yeah, $199.
Wow.
5-round mags. I bought 10-round mags for it, and they sell a drum for it, which I didn't buy, but I probably should. I mean, why not?
You should.
I was a little nervous at first because it's a bullpup and my face is right next to the action.
Right.
And that just from a nothing against Tokarev, but from a Turkish company, that makes me a little nervous. But I have a couple hundred rounds through it, 250, something like that. It's run fine. Does good.
I've got a JM Pro. I don't. Does that recoil impulse? How is it different than like a standard semi-auto?
It's more.
It's more.
It's more. It'll punish you a little bit.
Interesting. Is it because it's lighter, or what do you think?
It's just because the action is so far back. You only have about that much stock that doesn't have the action in it. So as it's reciprocating, it's just pounding the hell out of you.
The mass is still moving.
Yeah, it's not awful. Like my wife shot it. She's 5'1" and like 120 pounds, but it will punish you a little bit. So I put 120 rounds through it one day, and I went home, and the next day I was like, why is my shoulder hurt? And I got a bunch of bruising there. I gotcha. Yeah, it's a little more, but it's very manageable. The nice thing is it's so short for home defense or something, especially if you live in like tight quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. You can definitely maneuver around corners and whatnot.
Yeah, that part is nice about having a bullpup. The short is obviously I don't have anything cool and short, but whatever's 18-inch barrel on like a 500. Like I have a 500 and then I got an 870, both of which I've kind of tricked out. And I got a JM Pro, which has got the longer barrel, but the longer tube too. And that one I usually take for clay pigeon shooting or whatever.
Yeah.
But any of those are fun to run. And I know the shotgun is a very versatile platform because you can throw a slug in it and reach out 100 yards, or you can put buckshot and take care of business up close.
Yep.
So I would love to take some serious shotgun training. I know, what's his name? Clint Smith has a shotgun class. It's probably a ton of fun, actually.
That would be cool. I like Clint Smith a lot. I would go take a class from him.
Yeah, Thunder Ranch. I would love to go there. I want to go there, and then what's that one in Arizona? The bigwig classes down there. Not Front Sight. Front Sight's gone. Gunsight Academy.
Maybe I've heard of that.
That's a big That's a big training academy down there. Even their basic class is like 4 days. Their basic handgun class, it's like 1,000 rounds. It'd
That's
be cool.
impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah. You think Phil's taking that?
maybe. He's probably got enough money. He doesn't have any kids or a wife.
Yeah.
Just tiny hands.
Just tiny hands. Oh boy. Well, I have to say, so I got on X simply to cross promote my YouTube.
Yeah.
Was the original plan, which I didn't really do. But I have met some great people on there. And that's why I've stuck around.
Yeah, the group that we normally hang out with, those are like the first people I really met on X.
Yep.
And yeah, you guys have all been a ton of fun.
No, it's been good. It's been good. Like Carl was one of my first kind of big interactions, and he was always super cool to me.
Yeah.
You know, responded to me, repost my stuff and whatnot, and everybody that I've met since then. And lately, I've had some. I wasn't expecting to have new friends on X, but I've had some new friends that I'm surprised by that have kind of pushed me a little bit and kind of actually helped me to regain my desire to be on any of this. So that's cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, if I had more time, and the other thing I've noticed, like, and I doubt you have this issue, is when I have time to create content, I tend to be lazy.
And oh no, I have that issue.
I just do something else.
I totally have that issue.
When I was sick, I don't know if you saw, like I did a bunch of those tactical tip videos.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing anything, I'm like, well, I might as well be doing something. And so I pushed a bunch of those out, but then I didn't, do anything else like that after. I need to be doing stuff like that, like I say, every few days, at least put something out. But I just have a hard time thinking of the content. That's really where I struggle.
So I can think of the content. I have a hard time finding motivation. And then, well, I think I can think of the content, but then after I make the video, I'm like, well, that sucked. That was, not quite as good as I thought it was going to be.
But we are our own worst critic.
Right? No, we are 100%. Because I've gotten, I've done some reviews for products from a couple different companies, and I put the video out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is shit. I can't believe I put this actually online. And the company reaches out to me and they're like, that's a great video. What the hell are you watching? Are you watching my video? So yeah, it's definitely our own worst critic, but I'm just going to keep plugging along.
That's all you can do. Like I made some good contacts at GunCon. Like it was good. I met a lot of people with a lot of product representatives that were really cool. There's one company I really need to reach out to because he's like, I don't care. And it's a big clothing brand. He's like, we don't care how big your channel is. You could have 1 subscriber. We don't care. We want to help everybody out. And we want our products to be seen. So I really need to reach out to that guy.
What clothing company?
It's Vertex.
Okay.
So that the backpacks and they got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And like their new fanny pack, it's actually pretty rad. My wife hates fanny packs. She thinks they're ugly, but I'd totally rock that fanny pack because you can put a lot of stuff in there, including a full-size Glock.
Yeah, if you see a guy with a fanny pack that looks masculine, he's carrying.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Other than I set one up as an IFAC.
So are you going to go to Palmetto State's gathering?
I don't think I can afford to, honestly. Where are they doing it?
It's in South Carolina.
Yeah, there's no way.
What?
Unless somebody can pay for my trip there, there's just no freaking way.
Yeah, I get
it.
Dude,
my medical bills are killing me. My insurance doesn't want to pay for anything. And so even my SHOT Show trip is like in jeopardy right now, which I really want to go to SHOT Show this year. My whole intent of going to SHOT Show this year was to network and really fraternize, because I love SHOT Show. I don't know if you've been to SHOT Show yet.
I have not. So I got invited by Viridian last year.
Oh man, you should have gone.
I know, but I couldn't at that point, and I regret it now. And I think Viridian has changed their affiliate marketing manager. So I was getting a bunch of stuff from Viridian and a lot of like feedback back and forth, and now radio silence. So I wish I'd gone, but I didn't. And Palmetto invited me out to their gathering or whatever, and I was like, well, maybe I can do it. And then I didn't do it, and I regret that too. So I think this year I'll do the Palmetto.
And I bet it's going to be fun. And GunCon, if you can go to GunCon, actually, it sounds like next year they're thinking about putting it on the west side of the country instead of the east side of the country, which would be fantastic for me, because it was awesome. But SHOT Show, I could have gone last year. I just couldn't get there. I had a hotel room already lined up because I had a bunch of dudes that are like, yeah, just stay with us, which was rad. The one guy, got a friend in Florida that has a gun shop. He's like, I'll get you a ticket. That's not hard to do. So I had a ticket. I had a place to stay. I just could not get there.
Yeah.
And so this year I did some side work that was pretty lucrative that I had money put aside. But I don't know if it's going to happen, which I've got to make it happen because I don't want to miss out on SHOT this year because I absolutely love SHOT Show.
If I can't get a company to sponsor me to get me in or whatever, I just can't.
So reach out to the NSSF there, because John figured it out for me. John from X.
John Cox.
Yeah, John Cox.
Yeah.
He showed me how to do it. You, as a media person, you can reach out and set it up through the NSSF and go, that's how I'm going, is a media pass.
Okay.
So you could probably do it as a content creator or a media pass.
Okay.
And it's affordable.
All right. So a buddy of mine on YouTube, he has a YouTube channel as well, Freedom by Me. He got a company to sponsor him, so they actually got him into the show and everything. And he apparently hired someone to be his cameraman, but they weren't necessarily qualified, and apparently he didn't turn the camera on for most of the show.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this here because I'm outing that dude, but whatever. If you can't figure out how to turn a camera on,
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, no, he was not happy, but he still got some good footage. But yeah, if I could find a company that would, at least get me in, I would pay for the tickets.
Yeah. And honestly, the tickets themselves, it's like $80 if you went with a gun shop or something like that. Right. The media pass is less, honestly. But it's still $80 for the week.
Yeah.
And you're going to the largest 2A related show in the world.
Right.
It's absolutely worth it. Like the last year I went, I took my son, but it was like 2018, I think. No, it was maybe 2020. It was the year after COVID started. So was that 2020?
21.
And it was dead. Like there were so many big names that backed out. There was tons of empty floor space. And because of that, the people that were there, the vendors that were there, like they were working extra hard to get people excited. I got a bunch of free shirts from Retro Rifle. I go for the patches too. I'm a patch horse, so
no,
it's hard to believe.
Get the hell out.
I know. I already got to build another patch wall. So like every day I was getting like 30, 40, 50 patches a day, which was fun. And any of the extras, I got a buddy in Australia that's a big gun guy, so I just ship whatever extras to him. So he likes it too. It works out. But I don't want to miss it this year. Like I got a whole bunch of friends that are going, and we just want to make it a good time. You should probably go.
I will do my best.
you need to reach out. Seriously, reach out to the NSSF
Okay, I'll do that.
and have them look at your channel. Like it doesn't take very long. I'd have to dig through my emails. I could give you the name. John probably still has that lady's name memorized. That helped us out.
Yeah, I
You
can
could probably reach out to John, and he can share you that email.
So I definitely want to do the Palmetto State this year because I'm an affiliate of theirs, and I've actually sold a fair amount of. Well, I haven't sold. I've directed a fair amount of traffic to them, and made a fair amount of affiliate money through them. So I would like to go to that.
You need to share me your link because I buy a lot of stuff from Palmetto.
Oh no, I'll share it. I'll put it in the 2A.
Yeah, you should.
Chat.
They will not touch me right now, so I have to use other people's links.
Yeah, no. So I have 47 affiliate links. Optics Planet, Palmetto State, nice. Brownells, all kinds of companies.
Yeah, I need to get up to that sort of subscriber level so I can work that angle too.
Yeah,
because I want to help other people out too, right?
I think if just my opinion, if you integrated reviews and your podcast on the same channel, you would do better than doing two separate channels.
Yeah, which makes sense. Maybe the goofy stuff I put on the Impractical, it might make more sense on the Impractical side. Right. To like get shot by that kind of stuff, the stupid stuff, but reviews, yeah, probably keep it on the podcast side.
I would, because then you're gaining a whole new set of people that don't normally watch podcasts but watch reviews,
right?
Or just random shooting videos or whatever.
Yeah, I was actually going to go shooting Saturday. I had to work a little bit Saturday morning, and then I had it all set up. I was going to take my target stands out to the desert and do some shooting, and then, yeah, life took a hold of my day and screwed everything up.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. So I've been in the process of, yeah, I understand that. I've been in the process of doing a home equity loan to fix some things around the house and whatnot. And I've also been in the process of trying to get into a different vehicle. And so, yeah, I took a month off YouTube, but a lot of it was focused on that.
Right.
I just lost my train of thought again.
Choo.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I had plenty of plans to go out to the range.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. So it's like, oh, okay, I need to submit this document, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And it's like, well, shit, the morning's halfway gone already.
Yeah.
And it's been 95 here with 80% humidity. So you don't want to go out.
Yeah, it's too hot
in the afternoon. Yeah.
My other problem is I have a woodworking channel too that I want to.
Oh, I saw that.
And so on TikTok, actually, one of my woodworking videos I haven't checked. It's probably almost 900,000 views right now.
Nice.
And it was the first one I did. So I'm like, hell yeah. The other ones I put on there didn't go as well because the first one was a little controversial. That's why, because it got a lot of engagement. But I need to clean up my garage so I have a space to do some woodworking in. But the problem is I'm going to start spreading myself too thin again, just like I am now with work, that nothing's going to get done. So I really have to decide what I'm going to do.
Yep. No, I get that. And that's kind of why I went live tonight is, I have a fair amount of subscribers for a small channel. I mean, I appreciate every single one of them. And I've been absent for a month. I've just went AWOL. And I felt like I needed to let them know why, and, that I'm back on it and see content from me soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're all waiting for your content.
Oh, come on now.
In fact, I read something on Facebook about where's Texan. We want our video.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's shut it down and let's do this again.
Hell yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Joe in here next time because, we need someone in here that likes to hear themselves talk.
He'll tell us to shut up. Is what the problem will be.
Exactly. That's all right with me.
Yeah.
I shut up just fine. It's for me to talk that's the problem.
You're the exact opposite of the donkey on Shrek.
Yes. All right, man. Have a good night. Appreciate
dude.
you joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for letting me. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Okay, behave yourself.
Nah, I can't do that.
All right, safe.
All right.
Okay, see you, dude.
See you.